Hey guys, Straya guy in Korea here. Sorry I haven't been posting some videos this last week and a bit. I've actually been a little bit sick, but I'm getting better. I'm almost better now, so I decided I'd get on quickly and make another video before you guys start worrying too much about me. Now, today I want to talk to you about the love hotel or love motels here in Korea. Now, they kind of started, from my understanding, to appear in Korea around the 80s. Now, this was around the Olympics had come to Korea here at Seoul. Now, yes, let's not really beat around the bush here or give any blurred lines. Yes, they are, by their name, Love Hotel or Love Motel, they do imply and were designed for places for people to take their either partner or newly met person for sexual intercourse. Now, let's fast forward in time to the present day, almost 30 years later, and a fair few things have changed kind of about what they are. Now, yes, they are still used for that in particular, but I think the big change is more about the people in Korea have changed a bit. Now, the reason why it's changed, I think, is kind of when you look at what's socially acceptable and what's not acceptable, or at least judged by others. Now, I suppose one thing to look at is when you have, by comparison, people in Australia and the people in Korea, when we become an adult, we sometimes leave home, we sometimes start renting or shared apartments, so that it's not as common here in Korea. Generally, it seems some people stay with their parents all the way through, like further education, university, until sometimes when they're actually getting married, more, it seems traditionally, in the family, or the father buys a house. So I'm not 100% sure about that. I might cover that at a later time. That's a different story. But point being, you stay with your family. So that kind of dating scene is a little bit different in Korea. So public affection isn't as visible in Korea as it is in Australia, which sometimes, as some of you may think, might be a good thing from what we see in public these days. Anyway, back to my point. In Australia, if I have my own place, that dating scene of when we're in school, when, oh, what can I do on the weekend? I'm going to go meet them, maybe go to dinner, or maybe go see a movie. Now it opens up to, I have my own place, I can invite them back. Hey, let's have dinner, let's watch a movie at my place. Well, it's a bit more awkward when in Korea you live in a smaller shared house with your family and you say to some girl, hey, or man, hey, like, you know, come back to my place and we can sit on the floor with my family and watch a movie together. It's not as romantic, and that it really leaves it open. So, which brings me to the hotels or motels. Now, don't get me wrong, these places, although sometimes seem a little seedy on the outside, the inside is fantastic. Like, these places are like what you would consider like a 4-star hotel where we're from, suddenly is their 1-star hotel here. Like, it's really classy. You've got everything you need. Like, you've got computers, TVs, free drinks, you've got sometimes like a nice bath, nice shower, state-of-the-art system. So essentially, to make you have that comfort. Now, if I couldn't, for example in Korea, invite someone back to my place, that's why some of these places do exist, not just for, like, you know, sexual intercourse. They're there also, hey, if you want to just see a movie, just the two of you, or have a romantic dinner, just the two of you, you can get one of these places reasonably cheap, set up a nice dinner just for the two of you to have, to set the mood. Yes, it may eventuate to something else, but doesn't have to. I mean, people argue that all the time, that when they say, hey, come back to my place for drinks or dinner, and said, oh, I didn't mean anything by it. If you want to argue that, then I would argue too, inviting someone to one of these love hotels just to watch a movie or just to, you know, chillax together is perfectly acceptable as well. Now, anyway, as a foreigner looking at this, I really couldn't care less what they did. I mean, Koreans seem to be really reserved about this showing affection in public. I hear it's changing over time. Like, I see all kinds of things happening in Australia, but definitely staying in one, I really again, couldn't care less. They've got all the things I need in there, everything, all my comforts. And one thing that people may say, oh, but you might hear people next door or that. I don't know, what do you guys do on a holiday? Generally, I don't spend a lot of my time in my hotel room. I'm generally away from my hotel room. So having that slight uncomfort that may only happen occasionally, sometimes, you know, those places are dead quiet. I'd say go for it. Really cheap, got all the stuff you need, it's really comfortable, and they're cleaned. I mean, do you really think that any other hotel is any different from these kind of hotels? I mean, if people are in the mood, they're going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter where they are. So anyway, that's my point of view. I'm the Straya guy in Korea, and I don't have a clever sign-off.